This is a 1-2 game. Action is on 10-8 offsuit.
Refer to the column highlighted in yellow for this situation. 10-8 offsuit does not play well under the gun in a 9-handed game. You can call a single bet if there are 4 or more players in the hand, including yourself. You can call a raise if there are 5 or more players in, but only a single reasonable raise. I would fold here.
10-8 offsuit calls. The next 2 players fold. Action is on pocket nines in the low jack.
Hands that have a high heads-up value on the top row are raise hands. I would raise and re-raise pre-flop with pocket nines in this situation.
Goose with pocket nines raises to 30. A pot-sized raise was only 9.
When someone is consistently making big raises pre-flop, you should only call with your strongest hands and do not give him action until he lowers his raise size.
Action is now on 8-7 offsuit.
Calling a big raise with 8-7 offsuit is not a good play here. You have position on the raiser, but you need to make 2 pair or better to win the hand at showdown. I would call in late position with many players in the pot.
The hijack with 8-7 offsuit calls. Action is on Fletcher with 9-8 offsuit.
9-8 offsuit only plays slightly better than 8-7 offsuit. You need many players in the pot to make the call since you will only hit the hand occasionally. You might call in late position and try and win the pot when the other players miss. I would usually fold here.
Fletcher in the cutoff calls. The next 4 players fold. We go to the flop with a pot of 95. The flop is 6 of hearts, 5 of diamonds, and the 3 of spades. Action is now on goose with pocket nines.
Since the opposing players did not raise pre-flop, we can assume that they are not playing the top 5 or 10% of hands. Pocket nines has about 50% equity against the lower 85% of hands. I would bet 3/4 of the pot or better depending on my read of the players.
Goose bets 75 into a pot of 95. Action is now on Martine with 8-7 offsuit.
Martine has an open-ended straight draw and 2 overcards. His equity ranges from 36 to 42% three-handed. I would not raise here since the preflop raiser raised big and he might have an overpair. I think calling is the best option here.
Martine makes the call. Action is now on Fletcher with 9-8 offsuit. Fletcher has a gut shot straight draw and 2 overcards.
9-8 offsuit on this flop has about 25 to 28% equity. Since there are already 2 players in, I would make this call 100% of the time.
Fletcher calls. The pot is 320. The turn card is the 10 of clubs. Action is on goose with pocket nines.
The 10 of clubs on the turn was a good card for pocket nines. If the opponent had 2 overcards like queen 10, he probably would have folded on the flop because of the board texture. There are only a few hands where the 10 of clubs would help the opponents. 10-6 suited, 10-5 suited, 10-4 suited, and 10-3 suited are the most obvious, but many players would not play these hands in this situation. There is not a flush draw possible, so floating with a hand like ace-10 suited is not very likely. Pocket 9 still has equity in the low 40s. I would shove all in here.
Goose checks. Action is on Martine.
8-7 offsuit still has equity in the 20s. Moving all in here is a questionable play since there is another player who called the flop and still has not acted yet. I think checking is the best play.
Martine moves all in for 276. Action is on Fletcher with 9-8 offsuit.
9-8 offsuit only has about 12 to 15% equity. This might be generous since the preflop raiser probably has an overpair. Realistically, the cutoff only has 4 outs to win the pot, about 8.7%. I would fold here 100% of the time.
Fletcher calls. Action is on goose with pocket nines.
Goose only needs 24% equity to call. He has equity in the 40s. Since he did not move in on the turn, his opponents have capitalized on his mistake. Martine moved all in and Fletcher called. Usually this means they have strong hands. Also, Fletcher still has more than 200 behind, so Goose could lose that also. Since Goose misplayed the hand earlier, I think he has to fold here.
Goose folds. Action is done. The river card is the 2 of hearts. Fletcher wins a huge pot with 9 high. This hand was from the TCH Texas Card House stream from December 18, 2025. It is hand 40.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.